Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. Abdullah Mason is entering dangerous grounds. Abdullah Mason needs to be very careful. Abdullah Mason is out here getting busy. Now, in case y'all didn't know, let's take a look at this right here. Now, when you look at the 135-pound division, Abdullah Mason is a contender. He's a prospect, but it still hasn't really cracked into, I would say, the top 10 as far as the ring rankings, but he's on his way. Now, you look at the names that are here. We know Davis is out of there. Farmer, you can just look at the names for yourself and see who's floating around there. Frank Martin's no longer in there, so the ring needs to make an update to this. But Abdullah Mason is on the cusp of something great, but it needs to be careful. If you take a look at the sanctioning bodies, the WBO, as of 26 May, have him ranked number 2. The IBF don't have him ranked, they do. They have him ranked number 15 as of 12 May. The WBC have him ranked number 4, and the WBA, they're the ones that don't have him ranked. So the bottom line is Abdullah Mason is ranked in 3 of the sanctioning bodies, and in one of them they have him as high as number 4, and then the WBO has him ranked at number 2. Now, what makes that interesting is Keyshawn Davis, the WBO is vacant. So you can expect Abdullah Mason to be going up for probably the fight for that vacant title. And he's going to become the WBO champion. For those of you who are saying they hold your horses, Hood Champion, you're taking it to the stupid, why? He's with Top Rank. Keyshawn was with Top Rank. Keyshawn dropped the belt and bounced. Now you look at Abdullah Mason's in line to go out there, man, and sees a great opportunity and become the next champion, because Top Rank really doesn't have anyone getting busy like that anymore. Now, as far as being careful, what I mean by that is, look, man, he's making waves in the lightweight division. But as far as going into a really big step-up fight anytime soon, I just think he needs to be careful, man. You can't be a baby forever, you know what I'm saying? Even you watch birds, and once their offspring hatch, they get them to a certain point, they push them up the nest, and they either fly or they come crashing to the ground and die. You know what I'm saying? So this is what it is. He's going to have to spread his wings and soar with the eagles, or he's going to continue being a pigeon. But I think everything about him shows me, man, that he is one of the elite flagship fighters over on Top Rank, and he can soar once they allow him to really spread his wings. But although he has the power to compete with the established names, I just think, I don't know who they would put him in there to fight with for that WBO strap. But man, this is my concern. When you think about the power he has, when you think about the momentum he has going, man, all that could come to an end with the wrong matchmaking. Because the best fighter doesn't win. It's the fighter who fights the best on that night. You know what I'm saying? And Abdullah Mason, again, as a prospect and against the opposition he's faced, he's shown that he can get the job done. However, he's also shown us that, hey, he may be a little chinny. Okay? So you got to be careful getting him in there with somebody, although he's learned from that mistake, where he ended up getting caught twice, knocked down twice in the first round by the guy from Trinidad, right? I just think he's taking the steps necessary to sharpen his skills, and he's ready for a challenge. I just don't know how big. Now, we're talking about big. I'm talking about Murataya big. I'm talking about, Tank Davis big. I'm not sure if he's ready for that, because experience matters. But I do think he's built for longevity. But this is my issue here. The money that may come at him, okay? Let's say he goes and he fights whoever they put in there. I don't know who they're going to put in there. Probably, let me see. Let's look at it real quick. The WBO. Sam Nopes, Gabe Flores. So let's say they put him there with the British fighter Sam Nopes or Gabriel Flores. Okay. He should be able to get wins over those guys. All right, but let's say he does clip them, And then all of a sudden now Turki Al-Sheikh is eyeballing him, and he's like, hey, Abdullah Mason, I want to bring you over now that you're the WBO champion, and I would like to see you fight Murataya. Because you're young, you're exciting. Murataya is young, he's exciting. And I would like to see you guys fight for unification. Now, in case y'all didn't know, Murataya was just elevated to the, I think Murataya was just elevated to the IBF champion. Yeah, so he's an IBF champion, full IBF champion now, when Lomachenko decided to retire from the sport. But could you imagine them taking him and putting him in with a Murataya? I think that's a huge step up. But again, you can't be a baby forever. And now he ends up like Jared Anderson. Because you look at Jared Anderson, he wasn't all there. We knew he was a little chinny. Abdullah Mason seems to be mentally stronger. But again, you got to question the chin. But Jared Anderson was mentally weak, so that's an advantage that Mason has over him. But as far as the chinniness, Mason may have a little bit of a chin issue. But we knew Jared Anderson had one. We saw he was all over the place when he was fighting Charles Martin. But those are big boys. They can crack. But he paid the price going after money. This is why I'm saying Abdullah Mason needs to be careful. That 5th round knockout for Jared Anderson at the hands of Martin McCauley was something vicious. But you can just see that the power, I would say the experience, the pressure, it just overwhelmed Anderson. Anderson did what he normally does. He tried to trade punches, but he just got caught early. He just never recovered. And every time he got hit, he was in the ring like a Puerto Rican dancing salsa and shit. But I'm going to tell you, with Anderson coming out admitting that he made tactical mistakes, trying to bang it out with a guy like that, that's where Abdullah Mason has to be careful. No matter how skillful he is, how tactical he is, how much power, how much everything he has, you step up in competition. Some of that shit he was used to doing against the guys he's been facing, them C+ level fighters, he can't do that. So I just think he needs to be careful because he's entering dangerous grounds. And now people are going to start targeting him, especially if he picks up that WBO strap. Anyway, I'm about to hit the road. I just want to put that out there before I take off and be gone all day. Y'all keep cool. I'm in the breeze.